Today I'm sharing the story of a woman who had been living with chronic pain since adolescence. With one particular feature, the pain was localized in only one side of her body. She was also dealing with lower back pain, neck pain, fatigue, within a system heavily impacted by stress and repeated physical strain. Her condition became more and more complex after breast cancer, which had a major physical and emotional impact. From that point on, the symptoms became more persistent with the growing overall instability. After applying the recommendations I gave her, the first improvements came quickly, but a key pattern soon appeared. The symptoms would return whenever the physical or emotional load increased. The problem was not purely physical. As long as the system, especially the nervous and emotional system, is not stabilized, the body remains highly reactive. In this video, you will see what changes when that dimension is finally integrated and balance becomes sustainable. This is Valérie's story.
So, well, thanks for being here for those listening. And so I started the program with Maxime on April 25th, 2022. It's been 16 months. Looking back at it, so for me, if I'm being honest, the fibromyalgia symptoms actually first began to appear about 6.5 years ago now. 7.5 years ago, sorry. Even if actually looking back, I've always been a chronic pain sufferer since the age of 17 when I got really stuck. After that, I always had lower back pain. Then I was often stuck in the neck area and so on. So really a painful life, let's say, still chronic, but it wasn't every single day. Then I talk about fibromyalgia. For me, fibromyalgia symptoms are more like what we call burning, the tingling electric shocks, and then having pain every day that can't be explained. That has been since 2016 with many surgeries, no adjuvant treatments, but many surgeries with a lot of physical pain. Actually, the first symptom I had, well, it was Arnold's neuralgia. For me, they were different and constant pains. From that moment on, I started doing investigations for until actually 2018, when afterwards I had, especially at the start of the symptoms, so it moved. It was mostly on the right, then on the left in the upper limbs. And in 2018, it moved to the entire left side of the body. Then they checked to see if I obviously had a recurrence, which was negative. And then actually I had so many electric shocks in my arm. Out of desperation, I had a friend who made an appointment for me, and he told me, "You have fibromyalgia." I didn't know what it was. So he explained to me that, well, it couldn't be cured, that it would be very complicated, and then he put me on a gabapentin. It's for neuropathic pain. I think it's a generic, by the way. It had helped quite a bit with all of the electric shocks, but it still hadn't relieved all the other symptoms I could have, actually. So actually, how did I come to meet Maxime? Actually, I'm not much into I'm not on social media, but I do have a Facebook account. And then one day, after I had been typing fibromyalgia into the search bar for over 2.5 years, well, a video of Maxime pops up on my phone while I'm on the couch. My husband was right there, I remember. Anyway, it really intrigued me. I thought, he's not talking nonsense. My husband said, it costs nothing to buy the book, we'll see. Anyway, there you go. And then after that, well, there was your
Conference?
Your conference, yes, I took part. And then after that, I made an appointment. I don't remember if there was a 2-week wait for you to be available. And then we talked for, I think, 1.5 hours or 2 hours. What also impressed me was the whole questionnaire you send beforehand, which is really very thorough. And then you think, but he understood, I mean, he knows what he's talking about. He really took an interest in the thing. So, well, I really believed right away, actually. I told myself he really cares about the illness. He's done research. Well, he understands even before I've spoken to him. So
you joined the program, and if I remember correctly, in 1 month, you still started to see that the body was changing its dynamic in the first month.
Oh, yes, it happened quite quickly. After just 1 month, I started to regain my energy and felt a renewed sense of well-being. I also began to lose weight quite quickly. well, I was carrying 10 extra kilograms. So I managed to lose 8 of those in 2 months. But really, these results were great and came quite quickly because obviously, among all the symptoms I had this extreme fatigue, this great exhaustion. As I was saying to someone again, not long ago, but there were days I was so tired that without exaggerating, peeling 2 carrots, I felt exhausted. So really getting that energy back is truly, well, I won't say it's just a comfort, but right away it.
And so I was wondering, how exactly did your overall progress go? So it started off quite well and moved along quite quickly initially, right?
Well, it actually was much better than before. Well, afterwards, there were still days when I still had more fibromyalgia-like flare-ups. And then talking with a neighbor of mine, I said, hey, let's start going out walking again. You know, we started doing 2 hours of walking every week, 10 kilometers. Today, I'm doing so much better than before.
And so right now, where are you at? Where do you stand with your fibro symptoms now?
Well, regarding the symptoms, the great fatigue, well, I haven't had that for quite a while, actually. Yes, I had nighttime pain, so I'd had that, but it wasn't the main issue in my fibromyalgia sleep, except that it wasn't restorative at all. Now, it's very restorative. I can go to bed really late now. I mean, I never go to bed before 11 p.m., 11:30 p.m. Now, I don't get up at 5 in the morning, but I work and I get up at 7. So we've always been told, you go to bed at 11. As an adult, you get up at 7, you get 8 hours of sleep. It's great. So I sleep well, I'm in shape, I have no pain in the morning. So actually, I'd say if a fibro pain comes back today, which is quite rare now, very rare even, it'll be that coming back.
Neuralgia, Arnold's neuralgia?
Arnold's neuralgia today, if it acts up a bit, it won't necessarily last through the day. The tendonitis, I don't have that at all anymore. The program has still been extremely beneficial, certainly for the crystals that were on the muscles throughout the body, that's obvious. All the tingling, that has completely disappeared. Electric shocks, I don't have them at all anymore.
Okay, that is great. Thanks for this testimonial, Valerie.
I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to me. And if my perspective can be of some help, even just a little bit, without necessarily being the reference, obviously, because every person is different.